Alright, hey everybody, want to wheeze them here. It is Wednesday, January 16th. As fate would have it, most of the Skylanders I ordered recently on Amazon came in today. Don't ask me how that happens when they're ordered several days apart, but back before Christmas, Amazon was just, they were taking 4 to 5 business days just to actually ship the item out. That doesn't include the transit time. Here lately, they've kind of been back to normal. They tend to process it within a day or two, ship it out. Don't have Light Core Shroom Boom from them yet, but basically what happened, as you know, last Thursday I found basically what's triple pack 5 and 6 that contains the Wave 3 characters and previously released Series 2s. I passed them just because I had literally a week ago today, last Wednesday, ordered in, Prism Break, Eruptor, Stealth Elf. That kind of killed the triple packs for me. Long story short, they came today. The one I'm going to start with, this may actually be my favorite of what came in today, is Prism Break. Prism Break, as you recall, he's one of the original characters, obviously, Skylander Spiral's Adventure. That's his SSA pose, as you see with the green base. There on the right side of the Portal of Power, we have Light Core Prism Break, who was available at launch. Guess we'll kind of go into the comparisons a little bit later on here, but right here is the packaging. You can kind of see it's got very nice box art for Prism Break. If you don't have these, a triple pack saves you money. If you're just buying individual characters, obviously you can go this route, save money over the triple if there's a character you don't want. Like I said, I just had horrible timing. That's why I was quick to post that last Thursday. In the event, there were people like me that could not find anything Wave 3. Literally, I've still seen Cinder pretty much everywhere, but I saw Stealth Elf in non-legendary form and Eruptor one time each at Toys R Us, and I hadn't seen anything since until last Thursday. But kind of cool thing about the single packs, they're easier to unbox. You get to focus on just one character. But like I said, box art's very nice. You get a good look at Prism Break here as repos. Prism Break, the Beam is Supreme. Series 2 figure, obviously works in both games. It'll only have a WoW POW and level 15, of course, in Giants. Coming along to the back side here, there's his little in-game box art. Doesn't really do much justice to him. Other Earth Element Skylanders, again, that is my favorite element. We've got Terrafin in a Series 2 pose, Flashwing, a new lander, brand new to Giants, and then Bash with his Triceratops Honor Guard. And then fittingly, you also have Light Core Prism Break. Light Core Prism Break, I think I've said this before, he may be the most logical Light Core, but anyway, I already covered that. Series 2 Prism Break back and better than ever. New WoW POW and increased level cap to 15. With that said, we will go ahead, cut into this if we can. Try to keep it intact for you. Like I've said continuously, they did do a better job making these a little easier to get out of the packaging. With the Series 2s, you don't really have to worry about breaking anything. They don't light up. Obviously, if you're unboxing Light Core Prism Break, you just be extra careful when you take them out. You don't want to, ruin the toy or make it not light up. Defeats the purpose. I've been asked this several times lately now that, like Eruptor Prism Break, should see Robots pose come soon. If I had to pick or recommend, if you're on a budget, I know that the Series 2 is cheaper, $2, unless you're at Toys R Us. I guess it's the same price difference, but don't buy at Toys R Us now unless there's a sale. But if I had to recommend whether you get Light Core or Series 2, I would go Series 2 hands down. You get the WoW POW there. The Light Cores do not, and the Light Core only works, sadly, when they're first placed on the portal. Might come in handy in some situations, for like novice players, but really with it not being user activated, or, say you collect X number of XP, it's kind of pointless, really. But won't dwell on that too much. We'll try to focus on the character. Again, what I like to do is kind of break the back down, and then come in and actually get the figure by the base. Comes out real easy. I'm pretty excited about Prism Break here. Of course, with your figure, you get the generic items here we're about to cover. Stat card, we'll go ahead and do that again. This does not relate to in the game, but they include it, so we talk about it. Power or strength, 95 of 150, very respectable. Armor or defense, 100 of 150. Speed or agility, 20 of 150. And luck, 70 of 150. Add it all up, we've got, 90, 190, 285, so pretty solid. Behind that, we have what we call a sticker sheet. This is actually just a Prism Break sticker. His name's below that. There's a QR code, and then over here, where the thumb is on the card, that would be your web code for Spyro's universe. Skylanders universe. They've changed the name now. But I've had several people, I guess, kind of new to it, ask how you register the toys. That's all you do. You can use a portal. I think it's easier just to put the code in. But here it is. This is Series 2 Prism Break. In my opinion, this is going to be in the running for my favorite Series 2 repos. It's not drastically different than his original or the Light Core, but they did several things right here. Number one, that back patch, it's not just a piece of glue, that's actually his crystalline armor. If you go down Crystalier, basically his upgrade path for the crystal shards, this is the last one. It grants plus 40 armor. That's kind of commonplace with the Earth Element characters. I think he and Dino Ring, instead of it being the Soul Gem, it's actually part of the path. That's kind of why I picked that path. Cassie on the blog the other day posted a link, I guess it was about a week ago. The cartoon, his other paths, of course, Prismancer kind of upgrades his energy beam. It also takes his armor, kind of like from the geode color and the green, turns it into yellow. The comic book, it actually had the kid, I guess his dad had leveled him up for him, had him up to level 15, bought all the upgrades. And the dad came in, saw the kid sitting there, and he said, "What are you doing? Why is Prism Break level 2? And long story short, the kid did not like the color that path made him. It does, to me, the green suits him much better. Given the fact that this Series 2 pose does have the crystalline armor, I think I'm going to probably take him down that path, and then Light Core Prism Break, I'll go ahead and try out down the Prismancer path. So that is the perk to doing it that way. You know, if you want the Light Core and the Series 2, you can kind of alternate your paths. Prism Break is one. I was kind of torn between the two. The armor being plus 40 obviously swayed me that direction, and then kind of like the kid in the comic, I prefer the green over the yellow. But nonetheless, I'll try it out, see what we think. Prism Break's story. He is an ancient rock golem that did not like being disturbed. One day, sadly, he was buried in a cave-in. It took 100 years when a mining expedition surfaced looking for precious gems. They found him with a well-placed axe blow, which he still does not like to talk about. Turns out the 100 years of solitary confinement and the pressures of the earth had transformed him both emotionally and physically. Physically being it had taken his arms and turned them into powerful gems. He basically decided that he was so thankful to be free, he wanted to become a Skylander and use his powers for good. And it's basically what he does again. If you're just watching this for the first time, Earth Element is by far my favorite element. Pretty much every character, you can make a big argument for. And put them all together, you've got a pretty nice setup here. But just for comparison's sake, again, this right here with the green base is Prism Break SSA Skylander Spyro's Adventure. What you'll notice is the gems on him, they're kind of like a foggy, translucent green. They're very clear here. There's also a significant weight difference. Not that anyone really cares, but I mean, it is noticeable. The base is actually kind of nice too. As you should know, like his tertiary upgrade is going to be the crystal shard. Blast, basically, they explode from the bottom. That's kind of what it's mimicking here. You don't see that on this one or the Light Core, so I kind of thought that was a nice touch. Like I said, though, this one is pretty aggressive pose here. Looks like he's about to drop a crystal shard and shoot a beam. But this one, I mean, it's just incredibly menacing. I feel like his eyes are just a little bit bigger in the Series 2 pose. And of course, his mouth is open much more considerably compared to that one. But, I mean, he just looks like the beast that he is. almost looks like a bad guy you would come across. We'll go ahead and put Series 1 back. And this, of course, we've had for quite a while. It's our Series 2. Not Series 2, but the Light Core. It is detailed fairly well. Obviously, what lights up here is both of the prisms, his hands. That said, just appearance-wise, I've got to give the edge to the Series 2 Prism Break. Not just saying that because it's new. It's just much more intricately detailed. That said, though, the Light Core Prism Break does light up very well. It's the green color, thankfully. And he really, truly makes sense to be a Light Core character. Some of the others, you kind of have to scratch your head and wonder what they were thinking. But Prism Break, it really does suit him, especially given his upgrade paths. But Series 2 Prism Break, if you do not have Prism Break yet, and you're faced with either, picking up Series 1 and saving a little money, going Light Core and spending more, or getting the Series 2 pose, I would recommend the Series 2 pose for the reasons listed earlier. He's got the level 15 cap. He's going to have the Wow Pow and Giants. On the flip side, he would be backwards compatible with Skylander Spyro's Adventure. Again, won't have the Wow Power level 15, but you can play him just the same. Really the best bang for your buck, in my opinion. Plus, aesthetically, in my opinion, this is the best of Prism Break's 3 offerings. There are some other variants like the employee exclusive one, but we won't go into that stuff. But just overall, I think when I get them all, which will depend when they're released, it's going to be very, very hard for another Series 2 character to kind of reign over Prism Break just because the repose is so good. Again, I know it's not drastically different, but I feel like they did a really, really good job on A, the pose, and then B, the amount of detail they put into it. Again, you can just kind of get a glimpse of it. This is much heavier than the other figures, and even the base, I feel like they went above and beyond on this one. Again, where did I get it? It was Amazon.com. I paid $9.96. Retail's roughly $9.99. Toys R Us is going to want $1 more. Again, don't buy from there unless there's a sale. If there is a sale, fully recommend them, as you can get a pretty good deal. And they have sales, more often than most retailers of Skylanders. Like I said, I have yet, outside of that triple pack, to see Series 2 Prism Break locally. They should start to become more commonplace, here as the weeks or months pass by. But again, don't pay over retail for it. It's simply not worth it for Prism Break, Eyebrow, Thumpback, anyone. Just be patient, save your money, and you'll be happier in the long run. But that is pretty much it, Series 2 Prism Break. Maybe tonight I'll go in and introduce him to his heroic challenge. Sadly, it'll be the same thing as we saw with Light Core, but cool thing, when we introduce him, we'll actually kind of get to see what his Wow Pow is and everything. So questions, comments, you can ask on the blog, oneofwisdom.blogspot.com. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, we will catch you later.